Hey Nelson Family Homestead, I decided to make a video while I did my hair. My kids are talking very loud. Let's start that over. Okay, hey Nelson Family Homestead, I decided to make a video while I did my hair to tell y'all how we acquired our owner finance land. I have gel on my hand, okay? It's just gel. It's just gel. I'm gonna preface this video by letting y'all know a little bit of our background. If you want to skip the video, you can go to this part right here. By the way, if you hear my kids in the background, they just kids being kids. It's me and my husband, and we have 5 kids total, 4 girls and 1 boy. And so my husband, he's very like off-grid type, like stuff hit the fan type, be prepared for the apocalypse type of guy. Me, I'm a city girl, not like a city girl, but like I'm a city girl, very modern, very bougie type city girl. So when he, you know, our worlds collided, it's like, you know, his logic made sense to me as to why we should be prepared and have land and live off grid and in this economy. But at the same time, I was kind of like, compost toilet, what's that? Like, what's a compost toilet? A compost toilet, that's disgusting. Okay, so, but I mean, logically it made sense, because then I would turn around and complain about bills. I would complain about how this economy is doing people. I would complain about gas prices. I would complain about food costs. And he would revert back to, I told you. So eventually, have kids, they said, it'll be fun. Okay, so eventually I got on board with what he wanted to do. Okay, so, and I mean, I locked in. Like, I fully locked in to living off grid. So 4 years ago, we started looking for land. I don't know why my kids are arguing. They all look like 5 and 2 years old. But yeah, so like I said, I fully locked in. And as of 4 years ago, me and my husband, we started looking for land, and we had our non-negotiables when it came to buying land. And so a few of our non-negotiables were, it had to be within a certain like distance of our hometown where our family lives, because we wanted to be close to family. Another non-negotiable was it needed to be at least 1 acre. And then another non-negotiable was what was like a flexible non-negotiable, but it needed to be cleared. Like, we preferred it to be cleared, but if it wasn't cleared, we would just have to clear it. But we came to the realization that we're not going to find all of our non-negotiables. We tried to find property in our hometown for so long, like within the city. And then we looked at the outskirts of our city. And then we looked at like our state, and we still couldn't find what we were looking for. What's wrong? You okay? It hurts. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me give you a kiss. So we tried to find land in North Carolina, like where we live, in the city we live in the state that we live in. We couldn't find none that met our requirements, like our non-negotiables in North Carolina. So we decided to look outside of North Carolina. We looked in South Carolina, Tennessee, and Virginia. Virginia was the last place we looked. And I'm so glad, because we found some good property in Virginia. Anybody that's looking for property in Virginia, I highly recommend going on VirginiaHomesDirect.com or VirginiaLandDirect.com. Either way, it'll take you to the same website, because they also sell homes. So VirginiaHomesDirect.com, click on the 3 bars at the top, and then click on land. When you click, no chips, girl, you just ate. I'm gonna make dinner soon. Go watch Cocomelon, okay? There was some land in Tennessee that I really liked, but it was too far away. It was like 8 hours away. So, and that's at ClassicCountryland.com. So I know ClassicCountryland.com has a lot of different options, and they have it for like dirt cheap. When I say dirt cheap, dirt cheap. We finally found land in Virginia that met our requirements. It was fully cleared, 3.3 acres, within 2 hours of our hometown. Wow. So now to get to the nitty gritty of things. Owner finance land, for anybody who's not familiar with owner financing, it is when the seller of the property becomes the bank. So you do not go through a bank who does like a credit check and all this other stuff to make sure that you qualify. The seller of the property is the person that you go through. So think about if you're buying from a private owner It's kind of something like that. You can negotiate prices, you can negotiate terms and whatnot. My kids are so loud. But with owner finance and land, they do not check your credit. And if you watch my short here on YouTube, you will see a video I made showing my credit score at the time, the fact that we had 2 evictions at the time, and they did not disqualify us. They did not even ask for our social security number. They did not check our credit whatsoever. And can I like move onto the land? Can I do anything on my property? Of course. Of course. It's very rural. Those websites that I named, landwatch.com, landsearch.com, classiccountryland.com, and virginiahomesdirect.com. I know for sure with landwatch and landsearch.com, even land.com, you have to go under the filter and click owner financing. Yeah, I know. With virginiahomesdirect.com and classiccountryland.com, those are already owner finance, all the property. So you don't have to filter it to owner financing because they all already are. You do not have to wait until you pay off the property. You just have to wait until you close. And it's like, okay, so when do we close? 30 days after you put down your down payment. Did y'all hear me? I know my child is loud. Come here, girl.
Yes.
It's squishy.
It's squishy.
30 days after you pay your down payment. So if I'm like, okay, I found a property that I really like. I went to look at it. I called the county. I did my research, did my due diligence. I want to buy this property. I contact the seller. I'm like, look, I'm ready to purchase this property. They send me a term, a contract. I read over the contract. Once you look over the contract, make sure that you own the mineral rights to the property. Okay? Make sure you own the mineral rights to the property. Y'all, my hair look crazy because I'm trying to finish it and it's going to take forever, child. Make sure you own the mineral rights to the property. Mineral rights is when you own not just the top of the land, but you own anything that is below the ground of that property. So if there happens to be any gold under the ground on your property, but you do not own the mineral rights, but you do own the land, you do not own that gold. What is the zoning of this property? Because there are different types of zoning. Zoning just basically means what you can or cannot put on your property. Some zones allow houses while other zones allow mobile homes. Some zones don't allow mobile homes, manufactured homes, or whatever the case. You also want to make sure that it doesn't require an HOA for the property, because if there's an HOA, 10 times out of 10, there are restrictions to that property. The HOA of the area tells you what you can and cannot put on your property, and we don't want that. We want unrestricted land. I highly, highly, highly recommend, if anybody is interested in purchasing property and open to moving to Virginia, hit me up. I got you. I promise you it will be the best move you ever made. It is so worth it. Our property is completely unrestricted. We're going to have a pew-pew range in the back. Pew-pew range in the back. We're going to have our shed-to-home conversion on our property. We're going to have a farm on our property. And we're going to have a bunker on our property and a few other things. And so we really want to make it into a family compound. Trying to convince my brother to move onto the property with us and have his shed-to-home conversion. And that's something that we can pass down to our children too. So if you guys have any questions, just hit me up. Don't be a stranger. Follow us on Facebook at Nelson Family Homestead. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel here, Nelson Family Homestead, and follow us on TikTok at Nelson Family Homestead. If anybody has any other questions about how we did this, how much we paid, how we went about purchasing our shed, because I know some people are interested in purchasing land but not a shed. If anybody's interested in our journey on how we purchased our shed, make sure you subscribe to our socials and DM me if you have any questions. I'm going to try to finish this head. It's going to take forever. Bye, y'all. I'll see you in the next video.